If you're over 60, this video could change your life. Prostate problems are becoming more common among older men, and many don't even realize what daily habits are making things worse. If you've noticed frequent urination, trouble starting or stopping your stream, or even waking up at night to pee, your prostate may be enlarging silently. But here's the truth. It's not always about aging. It's about what you're doing every single day. As a doctor, I've seen it over and over again: good men, strong men, smart men, slowly worn down by a problem they never saw coming. One moment, you're living your life. The next, you're avoiding road trips, scanning every store for the nearest bathroom. You're up 3, 4, even 5 times a night, and wondering if you'll ever get a full night's rest again. You feel tired, foggy, irritable. You've stopped drinking water just to avoid another trip to the toilet, and somehow, things keep getting worse. And I have to ask you, what's that doing to your peace of mind? Your confidence? How many parts of your life have you quietly adjusted, because your prostate made the decisions for you? And here's what scares me the most: there's one daily habit millions of men are doing right now that's not just triggering these symptoms. It's actually making their prostates grow faster. Not decades from now. Not years. Right now. And no one's talking about it. Not in the brochures. Not in the commercials. Not even in most doctors' offices. Because for years, we thought this was just part of normal aging. But I'm telling you, it's not. And if you knew what this one habit was, you'd probably stop it immediately. But before I tell you what it is, you need to understand. There are men in their 70s, even 80s, who are reversing these symptoms. They're getting back their nights, their energy, their freedom, without drugs, surgeries, or expensive treatments. All by making a few smart changes that most doctors never explain. This could be you. So stay with me. Because what I'm about to share might just be the thing that gives you your life back. Now, let's talk about the first and possibly most dangerous habit. One that seems innocent. Ordinary. You probably do it every single day, without giving it a second thought. But it's quietly wreaking havoc on your prostate health. It's sitting. Sitting for long stretches of time, whether you're reading the paper, watching TV, working on a puzzle, or just resting your legs, can slowly be working against you. And here's why. When you sit too long, especially without moving, the blood flow in your pelvic region slows down dramatically. And when that happens, your prostate, which is already sensitive as you age, becomes more likely to experience inflammation, pressure, and eventually, enlargement. Think about it. Your pelvic area is like a busy roundabout. Blood, nutrients, hormones, they all need to move through freely. But long hours of sitting, it's like putting up a roadblock. Everything slows down. Things get congested. And over time, that restricted flow creates a perfect storm for swelling and dysfunction. There's actually a name for it: pelvic congestion. And yes, it's real, it's common, and it's something most seniors have never heard about. But listen to this: a study from Johns Hopkins found that men who got up and moved every 30 minutes had significantly less prostate-related discomfort than those who remained seated for longer periods. That's not just coincidence. That's blood flow in action. Now you might be thinking, but my knees hurt. I'm not as mobile as I used to be. That's okay. You don't need to run a marathon or do jumping jacks. Here's what you do. Set a simple timer, on your phone, your watch, even your microwave if that's easier. Every 30 minutes, just stand up. Stretch your arms. Roll your shoulders. Take a few steps around the room. 2 minutes. That's it. This one habit alone helps improve circulation, reduce pelvic pressure, and signals your body to stay in balance. You're not just preventing prostate issues, you're taking control of your entire lower body health. And the best part? It's free. It's easy. And you can start right now. Small movement, big difference. Let's move to the second habit, and this one surprises a lot of people. It's not drinking enough water. Now I get it, I really do. If you're already dealing with frequent urination, the last thing you want is to add more liquid to the mix. So what happens? You start cutting back. Maybe you skip that second glass of water with lunch. Or you stop drinking after 5 p.m. just to avoid those exhausting trips to the bathroom at night. It seems logical. It feels like you're helping yourself. But here's what most seniors don't realize: not drinking enough water can actually make your prostate symptoms worse. When your body doesn't get enough water, your urine becomes more concentrated. That means it's filled with more minerals, salts, and waste, all packed into a smaller amount of liquid. And guess what? That concentrated urine irritates your bladder. And when your bladder gets irritated, so does your prostate. The tissue around it becomes inflamed. You feel the urge to go more often. And suddenly, that one extra glass of water you skipped is costing you 4 extra bathroom trips. So here's the truth: your prostate needs hydration to stay healthy. The cells inside it depend on water to flush out toxins, to reduce inflammation, and to keep the entire urinary system running smoothly. I tell my patients this all the time: dehydration is like running your car with dirty oil. Everything wears out faster. Nothing runs right. So how much water should you actually be drinking? For most seniors, the sweet spot is about 6 to 8 cups of water a day. And no, you don't need to chug it all at once. Just space it out across the day. A small glass in the morning. One with each meal. A few sips every hour. And here's a helpful tip: try to slow down water intake after 6 p.m. That way, you stay hydrated without waking up all night to go. It's a simple adjustment, but it can make a huge difference in how your bladder and prostate behave. Because sometimes, taking control of your health isn't about doing more. It's about doing smarter. Now let's talk about something that's sitting quietly on most dinner tables, something that's made its way into nearly every pantry, every grocery aisle, every sweet little comfort you've come to enjoy. And yet, it's one of the biggest silent enemies of your prostate. Processed carbs and sugars. I'm talking about the white bread. The muffins. The crackers. The sugary cereals. The sweet teas. The cookies after dinner. These may seem harmless, maybe even well-deserved, but what they're doing inside your body is far from innocent. See, these foods don't just spike your blood sugar. They trigger inflammation, the kind that spreads like a slow-burning fire through your tissues. And guess where that inflammation loves to settle? That's right, your prostate. Chronic inflammation is now understood as one of the leading drivers of prostate enlargement. And it doesn't matter if you're overweight or thin. That's one of the biggest myths I see in my clinic. People say, well, I'm not heavy, so I must be okay. But thin seniors who eat a diet loaded with sugar and processed carbs, they experience the same, sometimes worse, prostate symptoms as those who carry extra weight. Why? Because inflammation has nothing to do with your pants size. It's about what's happening inside your cells. The constant blood sugar roller coaster caused by refined foods wears down your body's ability to heal, especially in sensitive areas like the bladder and prostate. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a treat again. But if you want to protect your prostate and reclaim some peace in your daily routine, you've got to start making better swaps. Instead of white bread, try whole grain or sprouted grain bread, rich in fiber. Instead of sugary drinks, go for water with lemon, or herbal teas. Add in more healthy fats, things like avocado, nuts, olive oil. These fight inflammation instead of feeding it. And bring in fiber, not just for your digestion, but because it balances your blood sugar, lowers inflammation, and keeps your gut, and by extension, your prostate, in better shape. You don't have to be perfect. But you do have to be aware. Because every snack, every bite, it's either helping your prostate, or feeding the problem. And when you make the right choice, your body responds. Sometimes within days. You feel lighter. Clearer. And most importantly, you start to feel like you're in control again. So let's take a breath and pull it all together for a moment. If you're serious, truly serious, about keeping your prostate healthy, sleeping through the night, and finally getting a little relief from those frustrating bathroom trips, you don't need expensive pills. You don't need invasive procedures. What you need is consistency. Remember this. Move more, even just standing up every 30 minutes sends a powerful signal to your body. Drink smart, give your bladder what it needs without overwhelming it at night. And eat clean, because your prostate feels what you feed it. Every bite counts. These may seem like small tweaks, but trust me, the impact over time. It's massive. These are the habits that don't just improve prostate health, they restore something deeper, your comfort, your energy, and your confidence. And the beautiful part? You're never too old to start. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. You know, you've spent decades building a life, working hard, raising a family, overcoming battles that most people will never see or understand. And now, in this chapter of your life, you deserve more than pain, more than discomfort, more than running to the bathroom at 2, 3, even 4 in the morning just trying to feel normal again. You deserve freedom. Peace of mind. A body that supports you, not one that betrays you. And here's the thing no one tells you. It's not too late. Not by a long shot. Because real change doesn't always require big, dramatic steps. Sometimes, it's the small choices, done consistently, that bring the biggest breakthroughs. A little more movement. A little more water. A little less sugar. That's how progress happens. So let me ask you. Which of these habits hit home for you? Was it the sitting? The sugar? The water? Or maybe you've already started making changes, and you're seeing results. Tell us about it in the comments. Your story might be the one that gives someone else the courage to begin. And if you know someone, a brother, a husband, a friend, who's struggling with prostate issues and doesn't even realize what's fueling them, send this video their way. It could be the lifeline they didn't know they needed. And if you want more real, down-to-earth, empowering tips to help you thrive in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, hit that like button. Subscribe so you never miss a moment. And share this with one other person you care about. You're watching Thriving Age Tip, where growing older doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting wiser, stronger, and more in control of your health than ever before. Stay strong. Stay sharp. And I'll see you in the next one.